Hello, today in just 5 minutes or more, I am going to show you how to perfectly recreate the iconic LG logo in Canva. So let us start right away. If you have not yet downloaded the Canva app, go to your Play Store and download it. But for those who already have the Canva app installed in their Android phones, let's begin immediately. First of all, you launch the Canva app that is on your phone. So the first step is to what? Launch the Canva app. As soon as the Canva app is launched, you quickly go to custom size. Custom size, because you want to first of all design the workspace where you are going to now design the LG logo. So you go to custom size. For the size of the page you are going to be using is 500 pixels by 500 pixels, which means the width is 500 while the height is 500 pixels. As soon as you do that, you click on create new design. As soon as the background or the Canva workspace you require has been created, the first thing you should do is to go to the elements menu at the bottom of the page. You click on elements menu at the bottom of the page. Click on elements menu at the bottom of the page. You select the first shape that we are going to be using for this design, which is the circle. So select the circle, and immediately it will be added to your page. You can now, looking at the handles of this circle, you can use either of these angles to increase the size of this particular shape. So I'm going to use the edge and simply drag to increase the size of the circle to the desired size. After I'm done with that, immediately go scroll through the alignment while the circle shape is still being selected. I go through the property of the circle and select position. As soon as I select position, I click on align and I click on middle. This will enable Canva to place the circle immediately at the middle of the page. Then I go back just along the same menu, scroll at the bottom of your page and select the color of the circle I want to, or the background color, or as you may know in graphics, fill color of the particular circle I want to, this circle I want to make use of. So the particular color we're going to be using is going to be red. So select the red color because we are trying to design the iconic LG logo. So that is the first step. The second step is to draw the G shape inside that LG logo. And for that step, we're going to import another shape, or we're going to go for another shape or another circle shape. So for that, you first of all click out or deselect the particular shape that you have put before, and you see the menu elements will come out again. You go back there and select another circle. When you do that, immediately the circle will be placed inside the other circle that you selected before. So the next thing to do is to immediately give this circle a what we refer to line weight. we give it an outline, and that outline will have a line weight of about 25. So let's do that. We click on the style, on the line style. Look at the menu bar, look at the menu at the bottom of the circle. While it is selected, you see where you have style. That is the outline style. Click on it and increase the stroke width to 25. If you have not gotten to 25, you can just type 25 in the weight but space there, and it will immediately give you a line weight of 25. If you discover that the line weight of 25 is too much, you can then reduce it to 20. You can also reduce it to 20. As soon as you do that, click enter on your keyboard, so that the outline has been reduced to the size of the line that you just instructed it to. The next step is to give the outline a color, the outline or stroke a color. So you come down here at the menu. While that particular shape, the inner circle, is still selected, you see the stroke color. You click on the stroke color and you give it an outline color of white. Then you can expand the size of the inner circle to any size you want it to be. And this I've just done. I see already we're working on the inner G shape, and we now have this inner circle here. The next thing to immediately do is to add another shape, the quarter of a circle. So that's what we're going to add. Now we go back to elements. You see that the quarter of a circle is already here waiting for us. So we select it, select the quarter of a circle, and immediately it's placed on our page. Now look at the bottom of your page. You see the properties of this particular quarter of a circle. We are going to flip it horizontally. So we click on flip and flip horizontally. So once this has been done, you can now use this particular shape to create the space at the top right corner of this our outer, both our outer circle and the inner circle. And that shape is supposed to give us the shape of a G. As soon as that is done, we are going to now select the color, fill color of this particular shape, and now give it that. You see that we are almost having the complete shape of a G. The next step now is to go ahead and use a line to construct the remaining part of this G. So to do that, you click out again, go to elements and search for line. So you see immediately add line. Line is also a shape, so you add the line. You take the line and place it exactly at the position where it's supposed to be, in order to give us this G shape we're looking for. You reduce the size of the line to the size that you want it to be, so that it can also help enable us to draw the L shape when we want to do that. Now the next thing you're going to do while the line is selected is to select the weight of the line, the outline of this particular line, and the stroke color. So for the outline, we give it the same size of 25. Oh no, sorry, 20 rather. As soon as we do that, you see the outline weight becomes 20. Then we go ahead and give it a stroke color of white. So you see we're already having a perfectly drawn G shape. By the time you click out to see, the G shape is almost completed. So you can do what you go place the G shape correctly so that it will be there. Now, if you want to, so you see that the G shape has already been placed complete. But if it's not all that well placed, you can scroll, select the particular that line that you are using for to get the G shape, and then scroll down to nudge. You see where you have nudge? Nudge represents the arrow key on your keyboard. So nudge will enable us to move the line up or down, right or left, in order to have a perfectly formed G shape. So once we are done with that, the next thing we have to do is to form the L shape. So to form the L shape, we have to make sure we put in another line, and this time around we make the line to be vertical. So let's do that. So we go click out, we go back to elements, look for line, and as soon as we finish typing the line, see quick add, you can add another line. Do that. As soon as we add another line, we can go ahead and rotate it to become vertical. So to rotate it, you see the two buttons we have here. These two buttons in our front here, one is for moving the object on the screen, the other one is for rotating it to any direction we want to. So we'll click the first one on the left. So at the time we click the first one on the left, that will enable us to rotate this line and make it vertical. So the line is vertical now. If you watch on your screen, you see the other line we placed is not other horizontal. So to correct that, you can also click on it and make it perfectly horizontal. I think that's fine. Then we can use our notch, go back to the notch and use it to bring it down to form a perfect G shape. Okay, we'll go back to the line we just placed. You see that it's not all that vertical. To make it to stand up and become a vertical, the next thing we're going to do is to give it the line weight that we have been given to other shapes. So we go back, click on style, give it a line weight of 20. As soon as we click enter, see that the line weight is already 20. The next thing we're going to do is to complete the L shape. So we go back. I'm going to show you a simple way to do that. Instead of placing another line, you can just select the horizontal line we put earlier, then click on these three dots we put here, and then duplicate this horizontal line we placed earlier. Once we have done that, to move the line to the position where the L to form a perfect L, we can use our notch tool. So we move it down, move it down, move it down, move it down, then we perfectly align it, put it close to the vertical to form an L shape. Okay, now that is done, you can bring it down. See that we now have a perfectly formed L shape. So if we like, we can reduce the size of this particular line, and then using the horizontal and place it very well so that it will become a perfect L shape. Finally, what we need to do is to put the eye, the dot that is usually found on the LG logo. So for that one, we're simply going to go back to the elements and pick a circle. So we pick a circle, The first thing to do is to change the fill color of that circle. Where you have color, you select white. As soon as you select white, now reduce the size of that circle to form a perfect dot. So this is how we can draw the iconic LG logo using Canva. For more videos like this, please follow, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much.